All right. Why do I have a helmet on?
Oh, because I work with Star Wars nerds, help them lose weight. And this is my list of 25 things to stop doing in 2025 to improve your health and get more fit. And just for a little bit of context, when I say I work with Star Wars nerds to help them get fit, it's around body composition goals, losing fat, increasing energy, a lot of dads, a lot of first responders, service members. And so you can check out case studies on how we do that there on the site. But I wanted to go over this list because a lot of times when it comes to health and fitness, it is not what you need to be doing more of. You actually need to be doing less. You need to let go of some of the anchors that are holding your boat down so you can get going faster in the direction that you want to get going. But there's more things that you are doing that you need to stop doing than things that you are not doing that you need to start doing. So let's go through this list one by one. 25 things to stop doing in 2025. Number one, stop saying tomorrow. Today is tomorrow. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Well, it is tomorrow now. Today is tomorrow. Don't wait for the new year. Use these 2 weeks between now and Christmas and the new year to build a little bit of a routine, build a little bit of foundation, start taking action now. And whenever you watch this, start taking action, whether that's January 2nd, whether that's February 5th. Today is the day that you said you would start. You always said, I will start tomorrow. Today is tomorrow. All right. Number two, stop telling yourself it's not possible. That is why you fail. Going to use some Star Wars stories and examples here. So when Luke is trying to pull the X-Wing out of the swamp on Dagobah, what does Yoda say? That is why you fail. Luke says, I don't believe it. It's not possible. I can't lose 50 pounds. I can't run a marathon. I can't break my family cycle of everyone being big boned. Who am I to do that? That's why you fail, right? You don't believe that it is possible. I can show you dozens of people that have lost 50, 60, 70 pounds just in the last few months. But ultimately, you've got to believe that it's possible for you to do that. If you've got big goals or even if you got small goals, you got to believe it's possible. Number three, stop comparing yourself to other people. There's always a bigger fish. Whether you are the richest man in the world, at one point it was Jeff Bezos, I think now it's Elon Musk. In 10 years, it's going to be someone else. So you might think, oh, my fitness goals or my results that I've gotten don't matter because someone else is stronger. You're right. And someone else is going to be stronger than them. And someone else is going to be faster than them. And so if you're always comparing yourself to people on social media, you're always going to have this sense of it's not good enough, which then gets internalized as I'm not good enough. The work I've put in, what's the point? I'm never going to get to this point to where this 1% of a 1% is. But guess what? That person also is probably chasing a bigger fish. And the other part of this too is you can never be the biggest fish in every single ocean. So you might be literally the fastest man in the world, but that guy's not that strong compared to the strongest person in the world. So stop comparing yourself to others. There's always a bigger fish, as Qui-Gon Jinn says. Number four, kind of in that same vein, stop following people on social media that make you feel terrible about yourself. If there's someone that is constantly being negative or constantly making you feel ashamed or constantly just bringing your vibe down, your social media feed is a diet into your brain. Your eyes are taking in those beliefs, those values, those themes, those different content creators are basically telling you what to think and how to behave. And if that is something that is not inspiring you to be better, or you're not feeling refreshed after going through your feed for 5 minutes, unfollow some people. It's one of the best things that you can do to really loosen yourself and have more freedom is to stop being on social media as much. Two, stop following people that don't inspire you to be better. And it doesn't have to just be fitness. It could be maybe you want to build a hobby shop or start a business on the side, or you want to be a better father. Like follow people that inspire you, that align with your values. In that similar vein, stop scrolling social media at 12 a.m. So many problems in a health and fitness sense can be improved with better sleep. The low energy that you have, the cravings that you have, the elevated cortisol, the suppressed testosterone, all of those things impact body composition, impact your motivation, impact your ability to be consistent. It starts with the night before. Whatever you're trying to do today starts with the night before. The biggest benefit you can give yourself is a good night's sleep. not just in having energy and focus and clarity for the next day, but that's literally when your body repairs itself and when your body is going to go and build back stronger. And so a little hack here: charge your phone away from your nightstand. Charge it in the bathroom, charge it on a dresser away from your bedroom. Make it so that you can't roll over and just scroll and doom scroll as you're going to bed. And then the next thing you know, you find yourself at 1 a.m. scrolling and doing that. Number 6, this one's pretty simple, but stop skipping your warm up. So many people just go right into working out or don't even have a plan and don't even work out with a warm up. And so stop skipping your warm up. Part of the reason why you're always injured, part of the reason why you're always sore is because you are skipping that. It is there for a reason. If the best athletes in the world or people who have been doing it for 15, 20, 30 years say to do it, probably should do it. Stop skipping your warm up. It's there to make sure that you don't get injured, because the best ability is availability. And if you can't show up to the gym the next day because you are injured and sore because you skipped your workout, well, stop skipping your workout. Next one, stop adding a story after a statement. So let's say you miss a workout. What a lot of people do is they will add a story to a statement, to an event. They will say, I missed a workout. That means that I'm a bad person. Or I ate a piece of cake. That means that I'm a bad person. They attach morality in a story and they spiral and spin out of a simple event. You work out or you don't work out. That is the event. Don't add the story on the end of that, because that's where you get yourself into, oh, I missed my workout Friday. Well, what's the point? I'm not going to work out Saturday or Sunday. And then all of a sudden it's Monday. Oh, I had a bad weekend. I'll start next week. And it all started with you attaching a story and adding morality and adding emotion after just a simple statement. You missed a workout. Big whoop. Hit your workout later in the day or hit it the next day. Next one, stop eating foods you're allergic to. If you don't handle dairy, if you don't handle gluten, stop eating it. And a lot of people are going to kick and scream, but Paul, I love pizza. How could I ever stop having that? Well, if you love pizza and you're fine with the acne and you're fine with the gas and you're fine with, the inflammation, and you're fine with the poor gut health and you're fine with the autoimmune disorders that come because your gut health is terrible and you get a leaky gut, and then all of a sudden your body's responding to the inflammation with everything that you've got inside your gut, by all means, keep doing that. But eventually you got to get to a point to where you're like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It's not worth feeling terrible just to have this one thing. And yeah, you might have it every once in a while, but you don't need to keep peppering your gut with things that your body doesn't handle. And that might be tree nuts, that might be soy, that might be something else. But if you're allergic to food, stop having it. And that doesn't mean like a anaphylactic shock response. It could just simply mean your body doesn't process it. So if you know that, stop doing that. You'll feel better. You'll get better results. Stop saying you don't have time. Your focus determines your reality. This is number 9. So a lot of times I'll hear people say, I don't have time to work out, or there's not enough time, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. And while that may be true on a certain day that you don't have time, what you're training your brain is to look for areas to fulfill that prophecy. That your focus determines your reality is simply a phrase that says whatever you focus on, you're going to find more of. So if you say, "Oh, I don't have any time. Oh, there's no one that works out in my friend group, or there's no one that I can look to for inspiration," you're going to find more of that. Verse, if you say, "All right, I can prioritize my time better, or I can find time, or there are opportunities beyond the ones that I see," your reticular activating system is a part in your brain, your RNS. It's going to find more of those things. Really good example of this is, let's say you buy a Tesla, and then all of a sudden you start to see Teslas popping up more and more on the road. Initially, you just kind of notice cars as they were, but as soon as now something comes into your focus because it's something, again, that maybe you bought or maybe you've been looking at, all of a sudden you start seeing it more and more and more. They were always there. It's just that your focus is determining your reality. Stop saying you ruined your plan with a bad meal or bad day. This is very similar to the not adding a statement or not adding a story to the back end of a statement. So number 10, stop saying you ruined your plan with a bad meal or a bad day. You are a human. If you were perfect, you would be a droid. You are not a droid, nor are you the drones in New Jersey that are flying around. To be human is to fail. It is to fall short. Stop beating yourself up and telling yourself that you ruined everything with one meal, which Over the course of a year, you're going to have 1,000 meals. If you say 365 times 3, give or take. So one meal out of 1,000 is a tenth of a percent. I think if my math's good there. Number 11, stop punishing yourself with workouts beyond what is scheduled. I see this a lot with people that have perfectionism mindsets, or they've got a sense of not feeling good enough. And so because they aren't getting the results they want, or because they missed a workout, well, not only do I need to get back on my plan, I need to do twice as much. I need to do more cardio. I need to restrict calories more. I need to do more. It's a great way to burn yourself out. That creates this pendulum swing where you're going forward, back, forward, back. Life will pull that pendulum one way or another. Take that pendulum, put it right back in the middle. If you miss a workout, the next day, do your scheduled workout and then keep going without having to do a bunch of makeup stuff. That's going to create a situation where you can't recover from the training that you were doing. That is going to burn yourself out. And that's what puts you in these big emotional swings of going 120% to 0%. Just sit right in here all day, nice, smooth, and easy. Stop avoiding the doctor. Number 12, by all means, try and take care of things through lifestyle changes. But if you're someone who's like, yeah, I haven't been to the doctor in a few years, go to the doctor. I talk to so many people who are obese or overweight, and they're saying, I haven't been to the doctor in a few years. I'm just worried about what I'm going to find. That doesn't make it go away. That just makes it worse when you finally do face the facts of whatever is going on with your health. When you do go to the doctor, then you can figure out what are some actual, medication that I can be on. What are some actual steps that I can make? Or what's the actual diagnosis that I have? Until then, you're just kind of randomly going about in life. And this is, just like if you're afraid to look at your checking account. Well, if you don't look at it for a year and you're just spending wildly, that's how you find yourself in debt. So if you are someone who doesn't have the best health, go to the doctor. Yeah, you might get a diagnosis of high blood pressure. You might get a diagnosis of prediabetes, but you're not going to make changes if you don't have that diagnosis, and nothing's going to get better until you have that shock. And so sometimes it is that, bottom of the I call it the hitting rock bottom, but you don't actually have to hit rock bottom. You can have a dark side trampoline. This is a saying that I'll sometimes use, where you get that little moment of like, oh man, like I've hit rock bottom. It's not quite rock bottom, but it is something that you can use as a springboard to start to make changes. Stop avoiding the doctor. Go get your diagnosis if you need, and then start making changes that will get you better. Next one, number 13, stop marrying methods. Methods are many, principles are few, methods may change, principles rarely do. If you want to lose weight, you got to be in a calorie deficit. Now, you might go low carb and then move into intermittent fasting and then go into something that's a little bit more high fat as a Mediterranean diet. But at the end of the day, the calorie deficit is what is helping you lose weight. But if you just marry, oh, I have to do carnivore, I have to do keto, it is the best way. Methods cannot apply to the entire population. If there was a method that was the master of all methods, then all 8 billion people would be in shape on the planet. Everyone would be healthy. That method would have extinguished out everything else. And so really stop marrying methods is only the Sith deal in absolutes. And so if you become this person that's almost this zealot that sits in this corner of, I have to do Pilates, or I have to power lift, or you have to run to burn fat from cardio, you're going to find yourself in a really rigid mindset that you got to be able to have the adaptability to shift your approach while still maintaining the principles. Stop marrying methods. There are many ways to get to your goal. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. That someone is you. Number 14, stop waiting for someone to come and save you. No one's going to come and put the fork in your mouth or pull it out of your mouth. No one's going to come and make you do push-ups. You get to save you, which is actually a really freeing thought when you realize that it's not the government, it's not the president, it's not your husband, it's not your wife, it's not your kids, it's not all these things that you blame and cast blame on, making yourself the victim. You have the power to save you right now. You have the power to literally throw on a workout shirt, put on your workout shorts, put on your big boy pants, and go do a workout. You have that power. Stop casting that power and waiting for someone else to come and make a change that all of a sudden is going to shift your life. And I used to have this thought that at some point someone was going to come and tap me on the shoulder and be like, Paul, you're actually a superhero. We've been waiting for you to discover your power, and now is the time for you to come with us. This isn't the Matrix, right? No one is going to come and tap you on the shoulder. You have to be your own hero. You have to be the one that intervenes in your life and makes the change. And when you do, you'll realize how much power you actually do have. You actually are the hero of your own journey. Number 15, stop telling yourself your voice doesn't matter. Someone is going to be inspired by your story. I've never lost 100 pounds. I've never overcome high blood pressure. I've never uh, ran an ultra marathon. I've never played professional pickleball. Like there's so many things I've never done. And I will never be able to reach someone the way someone that has been in those exact same shoes can reach the person that doesn't think that that goal is possible. So your pain, your struggle, the thing that you're going through, you might feel like, oh, my story, my journey doesn't matter. But you're going to be able to reach someone and say, hey, I used to be 50 pounds overweight. Here's what I did to overcome that. And that's going to give other people belief. And a lot of people stay small. They don't share their voice. They don't share their journey because they think, oh, I'm not like one of these big steroid bodybuilders that I see on Instagram. So my post, my content, my story doesn't matter. Not everyone's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if that's news to anyone, but not everyone is going to be this jacked muscle fitness athlete. Not everyone is going to be a professional athlete. Not everyone is going to be a Olympic athlete. That's okay, right? Some people are just the best version of themselves, and the best version of you is going to reach someone else because at some point you're going to have your moment where Darth Vader cuts off your hand and all hope seems lost. And holy cow, how are we going to make it out of this moment? It's the best part of the story, right? That's why The Empire Strikes Back is so loved by so many people, is because the heroes lose. And so when you lose, when you have a struggle, when you have a moment where you're not able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and yet you keep working and you keep believing, you keep focusing on the process, that's going to be the story that you then tell someone else that doesn't think that there is a way out of the darkness that they are in. Stop telling yourself your voice doesn't matter. Number 16, stop taking advice from people who aren't where you want to be. If you got some bad friends who are telling you, don't work out, what's the point? Just, be lazy and be a bum with us. It's not worth it at the end. Why would you take advice from that person? If you're trying to improve your financial situation, you wouldn't take advice from a broke person. If you're trying to get fit, you wouldn't take advice from someone who's never worked out a day in their life. And so you're going to have coworkers, you're going to have people in your circles, you're going to have family members, especially now it's the holidays. So you're going to have people that are going to give you all sorts of advice. But if your uncle's telling you that you shouldn't be doing a certain exercise, and that guy's got 4 busted shoulders, which isn't even possible, but he's had 4 shoulder injuries, be like, Uncle, I love you, but I'm not going to listen to you. You have not done the thing you are saying that I should do. So you have not walked that path. Why should I trust that you will guide me down it? Number 17, stop saying you'll try. Do it to the best of your ability or don't. Right. So this is a spinoff of Yoda's do or do not. There is no try. A lot of people think of that as fail or don't fail. I see that as commit 100%. And if you find yourself using the language of, I think I'll try and work out, or I think I'll try and track my food, or yeah, I'll do my best. And it's this like weak, not convincing language that you're using. The words you use is just a reflection of your internal state, your mindset, your belief. And so if you say, I'm going to try and work out, I'm going to try and, make time for it, that is not committing 100%. So commit 100%, do it to the best of your ability or don't. Because here's the real important thing here. Part of self-confidence is confidence in self. So if you say you're going to do something and you don't, you're eroding the integrity of your own word with yourself. If your friend says, hey, I'll pick you up at 8 p.m., we're going to go to the movies, 8 p.m. rolls around, they're not there, you're going to lose some confidence in that person. So you would be better off saying, I'm not going to work out between Christmas and New Year's than saying, yeah, I'm going to try and get some workouts in. Yeah. You're you're setting yourself up to have a say to do ratio, which is when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. The more that is 5-1, 10-1, the more you're not going to believe that you can do anything because you've always said you're going to do something, you never followed through with it. That's why you don't believe that it's possible, because you've actually never stuck with the things you said you were going to do. Number 18, stop adding morality to food. Bananas with their carbs and sugar in them do not club baby seals in their free time. Bread does not rob the bank when it is after closing hours at your local Safeway, right? Food at the end of the day is just food. This is very similar to the stop adding statements at the end of uh, specific events, or stop adding stories at the end of statements. There is no morality to food. Are there foods that are more aligned with your goals? Sure. Are there foods that you should have more of and less of if you're trying to hit certain goals? Sure, absolutely. I just had a maple bar. And in the past, I might have said, "Oh man, you had a maple bar, man. You just had a bunch of sugar. That you're a bad person. Carbs are bad. What are you doing?" And then you internalize that, and all of a sudden there's guilt and shame and, "Oh, I don't know if I can eat healthy. I just had a maple bar." I had a maple bar. Big whoop. The maple bar is not out there, like I said, clubbing baby seals, slaying younglings. It's a maple bar. It's going to give me 400 calories. I'm going to go and work out later today. I'm going to use that excess sugar coursing through my veins and probably go and set a PR. So if you find yourself having a little bit of indulgence, just go get a massive workout in after that. That's going to be the fuel you're using to power your rocket ship. Number 19, stop fearing failure. The greatest teacher failure is. If there's one good thing we got out of The Last Jedi, and I'm sure there's other good things, but this is probably my favorite thing. It is that Yoda quote of the greatest teacher failure is. Everyone is afraid of failure. If you are not failing, you are not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And so that fear of failure is just you basically trying to stay safe. It's your own ego saying, hey, don't go and expose yourself and try and do anything outside of the basic norm comfort zone that you're in, because if you fail, other people are going to say something, and then that's going to reflect poorly on you. If you're trying to do anything even moderately great with your life, you should fail all the time. If you're trying to lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds, you should fail. And here's the thing, if you keep going at it, you don't really fail. That's just part of the process, right? Whether you're an athlete and you're looking at it from all the shots you miss in basketball or all the strikeouts you have in baseball, if you don't step up to the plate, you'll never hit a home run. And so many people are so afraid of striking out that they never give themselves a chance to actually hit a grand slam with their life, or in this case, with your health and fitness. Number 20, stop thinking a destination will make you happy. Losing the certain amount of weight that you want to lose will eventually get you to a point to where then you're like, now what? And at the end of the day, you're chasing a feeling. You're chasing a feeling of freedom. You're probably chasing a feeling of confidence. You're probably chasing a feeling of vitality and energy. And so if you think, oh, as soon as I make this certain amount, or I get this certain weight, or I hit this certain PR, then I will be happy. You make happiness this thing that is always out of reach. Because as soon as you get there, you're just going to push that goal line a little bit further. And then that's where it becomes this really demoralizing place to be in, where you're never actually fulfilled. And so ultimately what you're chasing is a feeling, and that feeling that a lot of times people find is the confidence they derive from being really consistent and following the process. When I was talking about confidence earlier, confidence comes from keeping those promises that you make to yourself. A lot of people will be really confident despite having, their 20 or 30 pounds to lose, because they're doing the right inputs. While on the flip side, someone who has lost the weight actually might feel terrible inside because they're actually not focusing on the inputs that make them feel good. So a lot of the times you're chasing the inputs, not the result. And I would say most of the time. Number 21, stop second guessing yourself, right? All that self doubt, all that worry, all that anxiety, all that fear is keeping you stuck, right? If you get this burst of energy or burst of, all right, I'm going to go work out, or I'm going to go and sign up for this class, just do it, right? And there's very few things in life that you will not recover from. Going to the gym and working out is not one of those things. Committing to something, signing up for something. I just wrapped up the 5-day challenge, the Captain Rex challenge. A bunch of people probably were looking at it like, oh, should I do it? Should I not? What's the worst thing that could happen? Can't be any worse than where you're at right now. So might as well just go for it. Stop second guessing yourself. Sometimes you got to walk into a room, blaster bolt a few smugglers, and then be like, all right, cool. What happened? Take inventory after you step into that dark room that you don't really know what's in. There's a book I think called Shoot First and Shoot. It's like aim, shoot. No, what is it? Fire, aim. Whatever. I can't remember the exact term, but anyway, the aim comes after the firing, and kind of a way to think about this as well. The scientific method is Here is 60% of the data that we think we have. My hypothesis is that it will go this way. You control the variables, you run the test, you get a result, and then from there, you make decisions for the next test. But so many people are waiting for that perfect diet, that perfect workout. You will discover the thing that works for you when you try a bunch of things. When you go and attempt and follow through with a bunch of things, you're going to start to feel, okay, cool, this works for me, this doesn't. But you've collected that data through taking action. That second guessing yourself of, oh, is this the right thing for me? Is just making sure that you never get that data that you need to actually run that scientific process. Number 22, stop thinking you know everything. That would suck if I knew everything. That would suck if you knew everything. That would mean there's nothing else in life to learn. There's no more perspectives to see. There is no more information to take in. There is no more opportunity for growth. And this is where people find themselves stuck in a closed mindset. They think, all right, there's this much opportunity for things I don't know, and anything that fits in this 99% of the circle, not interested. The more you can open that mindset to new perspectives, to knowledge, to wisdom, to someone else guiding you on a journey, the more you're going to be able to learn, right? This works things like reading or having mentors or, practicing new skills or learning new hobbies is so beneficial from a brain health standpoint too, because you're constantly learning. To go in and think, oh, I know everything, it just limits your ability to grow. And kind of a side tangent on this one, but it's super applicable. So many people think, oh, I know nutrition or I know that I need to work out. But when you look at their body, they don't know, because if they truly knew, they would be doing the thing. And that's kind of one where it's like, oh, yeah, I know. That's just your ego telling you, hey, don't admit that you don't know what you're doing. But it's very clear you don't know what you're doing. Otherwise, you would have the results that you want. And that just comes from being able to say, hey, I don't know everything. I'm willing to get help from someone. I'm willing to invest in this book or this course or this coach or someone to give me a little bit more insight on what I could do better. And here's the thing too, like there's people that get PhDs on protein. Like there's such a small little micro section of nutrition where you can go super deep. And so to think that you know everything about nutrition because you know you need to eat fruits and vegetables, but you clearly eat Hot Pockets and Taco Bell, you don't know everything. And that's okay. Because if you knew everything, life would suck. That's the whole point, is to be like, hey, I don't know everything. I'm open to learning. And that's how you grow. Number 23, stop blaming others and thinking of yourself as a victim. It's very similar to the one we talked about earlier, but when you blame others, you give them the power. You say, I am not in control of my life. I have no autonomy. I have no ability to make change because my kids, they take all my time. I would work out, I would be healthy if it wasn't for my kids, if it wasn't for my wife, if it wasn't for my husband. I would sign up for this gym, but my husband says that I can't. I would sign up for this workout program, or I would sign up for this, schooling, but my mom says that I shouldn't do it. Well, apparently they hold the keys to your life. And so you're not a victim. You're the one that gets to make the choice. You're the one that gets to have ownership. And the more you take ownership and go into this perspective, everything that happens in my life is my fault. Yes, you can't control if someone drives into your car and T-bones you, but you control how you respond to that. And you control how you approach your recovery, how you approach PT, how you approach the lesson that you can take away from that. A lot of times people use this perspective of everything happens for a reason. I don't know if I believe that, because it's really hard to find reasons in evil in this world, but we do have the ability to find reason that we're going to grow from it. And what is the reason and the lesson that we're going to take from it? And so stop blaming other people and thinking of yourself as a victim, because if you always have this victim mentality, then you're always going to be the one at the end of the puppet strings. Wrapping this up, we got number 24. Stop avoiding hard work. Hard work is the shortcut. If there was an easy button, everyone would have found it. It would have been blasted on social media. And here's the other thing, so much fulfillment comes on the other side of hard work. I've got a 5-month-old. It's hard work. It's so fulfilling. It is so worth it. If you've ever had a hard workout, it's hard during the workout. At the end, you feel so good. If you've ever graduated from college, you know how hard it was to get there, but how fulfilling it was to get at the end of it. everything that you're proud of in your life came on the other side of hard work. So what I would be doing is looking for hard work, because on the other side of that's going to be some gold. And there's gold in them hills if you pick up that pickaxe and you swing away. Number 25, stop saying next year, stop saying tomorrow, stop saying next year, whatever it is, stop doing it. Why not make it this year? You underestimate, and this is a quote from a number of different people. We underestimate what we can do in a year. We spend all this time overestimating what we can do in a day or in a month, but you could literally be unrecognizable in a year. I've seen it. I've got case studies all over my website of people who literally do not look like the same person. They literally don't feel like the same person. And I'm not the only person that can show that. There's a million trainers, I'm sure, that can show that, or maybe not a million, but you get the point here. Like, if you do the hard work, this year could be absolutely transformational. 2025 could be the year where you're like, yeah, everything changed there. And that's the part in the story. And everything that I bring everything back to with Star Wars and fitness is this idea that you're on a hero's journey. But from a fitness standpoint, it's a fitness hero's journey. And so I hope that this video is your call to adventure. I hope this video is Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, you should come with me to Alderaan. And you don't sit there and say, yeah, I kind of want to be a moisture farmer and I can't. Maybe next year, before you know it, next year's happened. And then 10 years have happened. And then you're like, man, I really wish I would have answered that call to adventure. And if you're like, I don't know where to start, there's so much information. I've tried to make it as approachable as possible. There's 50, 60, 70 workouts that you can do from home, 5, 10, 20 minutes, body weight dumbbells. Just start there. Just start moving your body. I would walk. I would do 10-minute cadet workouts if you need body weight, or do 10-minute Mando workouts if you got dumbbells, and just try and do that. And when I say try, you need to be careful with that language there. Do that. Do that for 6 weeks. Be like, all right, cool. I did that for 6 weeks. I want to do another one. And then watch your life completely change, because I've seen it change people. I've had people message me throughout this year. Hey, just letting you know, for the last year, I've been doing the workouts on this channel, down 65 pounds. Thank you so much. That could be you, right? All you got to do is just take action and apply a lot of the things in this video that you just got to stop doing. Stop trying to overcomplicate it. Just take 5 little habits that you're going to focus on. That would be have a protein shake, go for a walk, go to bed at a decent hour, do a 10, 30-minute workout, journal or meditate, whatever your thing is to get a little bit of mental clarity and stillness. Just do that. Focus on the inputs. It'll change your life. And I hope this video changes your life and helps you as well. Anyone who's got questions, drop them in the comments. We got some people who jumped on live as well. Danielle, keep it up. The magic you are looking for is the thing you are avoiding. 100%. It's funny how fitness journey and financial freedom mirrors a lot of key aspects. 100%. You got to master yourself first with both of those. It's that belief and scarcity and quick fix mindset that gets people in trouble on both sides. Homie G, what gangsta? I'm gonna take that as a good thing. Appreciate that. Appreciate everyone on this channel. I'll try and get a couple more videos in before the new year, but yeah, stop doing these things. It's going to make it so much easier for you to do the things that improve your life, and I hope that you do in 2025. This is CT39.